JM and the AM on a Tuesday morning broadcast. Many of you are aware of the fact that tonight was supposed to be the very, very first game in the Skyline Conference championship round, or the Skyline Conference playoffs for men's basketball. It was postponed until tomorrow. We have the coach of the Yeshiva University Maccabees with us live via telephone. They are 16-0 in the conference. And with that, we say welcome and mazel tov to Elliot Steinmetz, who's with us this morning here at JM and the AM. Elliot, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Nachum. Always good to be on.
16-0, I assume, and undefeated in general has got to be unprecedented, right?
And not unprecedented, but it's definitely a good accomplishment. We actually went undefeated in the conference. I think it was 2019-20 year, the year where we got cut off during COVID. That team was actually undefeated in conference as well through the playoffs.
Wow, I should be ashamed of myself for not remembering that. Well, this team matched that, and they are now 16-0 and opening to tomorrow in the playoffs. What is it about Farmingdale? They were 15-1. They seem to always be one of the perennial favorites in the conference. Just like people ask, I'm sure, outside of Yeshiva, why is it that they're always near the top? What's with Farmingdale if they're able to do this year after year?
They've put themselves in a really good spot. Number one, they're very well coached. And number two, they've been able to really bring in good players year after year and compete. They play really hard, and then they play really smart. So, it's been a lot of back and forth the last number of years, obviously. I'm pretty sure the last 8 years it's either been Yeshiva or Farmingdale that has won the conference, and I'm pretty sure it's an even 4-4.
Wow, pretty amazing. Elliot Steinmetz with us. It would be incredible if he had an opportunity to break that tie and come out on the winning side. But you're very hesitant, as many of the responsible coaches in this country are, to look ahead. So I don't even know if you want to talk about the possibilities of what might be happening if tomorrow brings victory. But tell me about tomorrow's game. It's against Old Westbury. I know that, when you're 16-0 and you have, some amazing players and you've done so well, especially in the conference this year, I'm sure you as a coach are worried about a team walking into a game like this overconfident. And I'm wondering what you're doing to prepare them specifically for that. Obviously, you're preparing all the X's and O's and getting ready for the game tomorrow. But how do you convince them that they better be on their guard, because every game is going to be tough at this point?
Yeah, it's not always easy. It happens to be, the team that we're playing, Westbury, played us very, very tough during the regular season. So it's a little easier because all we got to do is watch film and look back at that game and realize that game really could have gone, a different way. I think, 16-0 is a nice record. It's not like we've been blowing out a lot of teams. We've had our share of wide margin victories, but we've also had our share of games that have been very, very close. So, we recognize that the margin for error is very, very small, and, it's not like we're sitting here thinking that just because our record looks so good that we're so good. I think hopefully our guys recognize the hard work and discipline and chemistry that's kind of gone into the ability to win some of these close games, and, they have to recognize that that's what will get them through playoff games as well.
What is it like to have what seems to us, as fans, as spectators, as observers, every year it seems you have some mammoth superstar who dominates the conference, not just dominates the games, but really dominates the conference and wins all the awards and sets all these scoring records. And obviously Zevi Sammet is the one this season. What's it like for you when every year it seems you have another, ultra superstar who, surpasses everybody else on the team?
I think it's a function, honestly, of the group of players that we generally have. And, it's always great to have a guy who's, more talented or has this, some superior skills. But without guys around him who can, exploit that and supplement it and complement it, it's very, very difficult, So, you have a guy like Zevi who's super talented, obviously, and has the ability to score the basketball in a lot of ways. And then you put around him guys like Max Zackheim, who's, a great leader and knows how to get Zevi the ball, and knows how to, take pressure off of Zevi by scoring. Guys like Yair Dograd, who, is just a fantastic passer who makes guys better, and, Yoav inside, and Dotan and Roy, and just, the whole group of guys that we have that take so much pressure off of somebody like Zevi, who is the focus of everybody's scout, and, it allows him to kind of really shine in a lot of situations.
We'll talk about the Torah angle in a minute. I can never let you go before talking about it. But what about his work ethic on the court? I mean, Zevi Sammet, we see the highlights, we watch the games. A lot of kids and obviously adults as well are big fans of his. I would imagine you see him putting in hours and hours and hours between games to perfect his shot and to perfect his skills. How hard of a worker is he?
Yeah, he's an everyday guy. There's no doubt. He's in the gym every day, working on his shot, working on his footwork, trying to find ways to get better. You really have to. Anything in life is like that, right? Anything in life that you want to be good at, you have to put the hours in, and Zevi certainly has on and off the court.
And how have the fans responded to him? In the past, you've had, especially among the youngsters, among the kids that come to the games, you've seen people crowd around your superstars and look for autographs, etc., and selfies these days and all of that. How has the next generation responded to his stardom?
I think similar to what we've seen in the past. I think it's a little, it's interesting. He's definitely popular, and there's a lot of kids that come. But we've seen it with a lot of our guys. It's interesting to see these kids come to the game, and they really know all the players, and they're looking for autographs and pictures from all the guys. And Zevi obviously is the centerpiece in that regard. But it's a pretty cool and humbling thing to see that there's so many Jewish kids out there coming to games who are not just at the games because they're at a single game, but they're actually following and watching games online and paying attention to what's going on in the season.
Yeah, it's amazing. Some kids are really invested in this. It's really wonderful. When I was a kid, I thought I was the only one my age invested in YU basketball. But these days, you have a tremendous following, thank God. Elliot Steinmetz is with us, coach of the Yeshiva University men's basketball team, the Maccabees. They go to battle tomorrow in Game 1 of the Skyline Championship. Please God, they'll win tomorrow and then move on to Friday. And if that happens, the championship round for the Skyline is going to be happening on Sunday. And who knows? It might just be up at the Max Stern Athletics Center, which I think would be for the first time. But again, I won't discuss it with Elliot because we're not going to make him look ahead that far. So now on the Torah angle, Elliot, and the look, I mean, you and I always talk about this. Every conversation we have in some way involves the community and the representation on the court, etc. But because of all the social media and all the videos, and we're invited into your locker room these days as opposed to years ago when nobody would have a clue what's going on. We see Divrei Torah and we see inspiring speeches based on Torah given by players. Zevi obviously has had a profound impact on this, but it also seems like there's, minion challenges and Jewish challenges. Always seems to be, something going on from the Jewish angle way beyond all of the basketball stuff. And I'm wondering if you are responsible for this, what your impression is of it, and what it does for the team.
So, I mean, I'm definitely not responsible for it. I'm a lucky participant and follower, but I feel like our strength as people has always been through our uniqueness. We're different. We'll always be different, and I think we have had over the years, and Zevi exemplifies it more than most. But we've had over the years guys who really embrace that and have used it and used the platform that they've had to kind of, continue to promote that. And, what Zevi's done with his platform and now, that he's finally gotten convinced to be on social media and used it in that way is a tremendous amount of, heroes and an ability to kind of spread, real light to the world in terms of, Jews and obviously Jewish basketball. And he's kind of shifted it over into other charitable functions as well. So it's very, very special. I'm proud of him for it. I think it's amazing, but it's something that he's really created over the last few years.
So before tomorrow night's game, there'll be some type of focus on Torah, without a doubt.
Yeah, in the locker room, there's always we've had that, and that's been going on for many years now. That actually started with Daniel Tamir. Daniel Tamir was a non-observant kid who came over from Israel, actually ineligible to play because he was a professional player in Israel. Came over to go to school as an assistant coach. Got religious at YU. And started, I would say probably 8 years ago or so, or 8 or 9 years ago, whatever it is, started pregame, little muster schmooze in the locker room that started off as voluntary, and it's turned into, in every game, a pregame bar Torah in the locker room from somebody.
Unbelievable. Does the NCAA check with you during the off season so that you can make sure that the playoffs don't coincide with Purim and things like that?
So our playoffs with Skyline are generally earlier, so that's not an issue. In terms of the NCAA tournament, no, it's more of a function that we don't have to worry with Friday night and Shabbos. It used to be the games were on Friday night and Shabbos afternoon. When we're in it, it obviously becomes Friday afternoon and Saturday night.
Right.
We've actually had a year where we were at a tournament for Perm, and we had to do it for, I think Perm was on a Thursday. We were playing on a Friday. We did the Perm Suda Thursday in a hotel in middle of nowhere in Pennsylvania.
Pretty amazing, I'll tell you. You really have a unique job, to say the least. Wishing you the best of luck tomorrow, and obviously throughout the entire tournament, the entire playoffs. The Yeshiva University men's basketball team, in my opinion, as you know, continues to make all of us proud around the world. We are all YU basketball fans, and please send our best to the players, and good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, and looking forward to seeing you soon.
Elliot Steinmetz, everybody. There he is, coach of the Yeshiva University men's basketball team. Tomorrow night, Baxter Athletic Center. They go to battle in round one against Old Westbury of the Skyline Conference playoffs. And if they continue to go throughout the entire, throughout this week with game 2 on Friday, then they'll be in the championship, please God, this coming Sunday. And who knows, maybe that championship will be, I assume so, right? I assume the championship has to be up at the Yeshiva University men's basketball Max Stern Athletic Center. I guess if YU's in it, I'm assuming it has to be there. They've got to be the number 1 seed in the conference. But again, I hesitate to speak to a coach about a game that could be happening, 2-3 games from now. I hesitate to bring that up with Elliot. Anyway, there you go. Go get him, Maccabees. Go get him. More coming up. You're listening to a Tuesday morning broadcast right here at JM in the AM.